Things I wish I had known earlier in life. If I could have a conversation with my younger self, one of the things I would say is, self, listen. Don't you ever, and I mean never, in this lifetime or the next, allow yourself to get into a heated argument with a woman, especially your woman. Now, see, it's not that I had never heard those things before as a young man. You always hear some of the older guys talking about stuff like that. Don't argue with a woman. Don't argue with a woman. But I never quite understood why. And with the way my mind works, I'm a why kind of guy. And so I needed that. I needed something a little more concrete, scientific, some facts to back up that don't argue with the woman statement. And I know I'm not the only one, because I've seen guys older and younger. So it's not an age thing. I've seen older guys and younger guys in heated arguments with their woman. And so I'm going to share with those who don't know. I know it's a lot of y'all that already know, but there are a lot of us who don't know why. And so I'm going to share the why. I got married when I was 18, right after graduating high school. And like most 18-year-olds, there's a lot that you haven't experienced yet as it relates to manhood, and even more that you haven't experienced when it comes to being a husband. And so because of my lack of experience, along with my immaturity, I gave my wife a lot of frustration. And if you know, like I know, anything that you give to a woman, you never get it back quite the same way that you gave it to her. Nah, that's too simple. A woman is like an incubator. An incubator is an amazing thing. So what an incubator does is, whatever you give to it, it takes it in, it multiplies it, gives it life, it makes it bigger. And so a woman's entire being is like an incubator. So you never get anything back the same way that you gave it to her. For example, if you give a woman your sperm, you don't get sperm back. She takes it in, multiplies it, gives it life, and gives you a baby. If you give a woman a house, she takes the house, multiplies it, gives it life, and gives you a home. If you give a woman groceries, she takes those groceries, gives it life, and gives you a meal. If you give a woman a word, she'll take that word, multiply it, give it life, and give you a sentence. If you give a woman frustration, she takes that frustration, multiplies it, gives it life, and gives you hell. And my wife gave me my fair share. But you can always tell what you're giving a woman by what she gives back to you. You see, men and women, we're wired very differently. Men are wired with an agenda towards significance. And in the pursuit of our significance, we look to control our emotions. But women, they're more so wired with an agenda toward security. And in the pursuit of that security, they're less concerned with controlling their emotions. They're more wired towards freedom of expression, freedom to express their emotions. So they're more concerned with freely expressing emotions than they are with controlling emotions. So when you look at it, since closeness and connection of the closeness and the connection that intimacy provides, it feeds her need for security. And if she can't get that intimacy, that closeness with you in love, then she's likely to pursue it in war. Yeah. See, even in war, her pain is telling her, well, at least we're together, focused on whatever it is that we have together. And it's really, let me say it a different way. It the in the war, at least you're focused on the problem, you're fully engaged together. And so it's a negative form of intimacy. But when a woman loves you, even a negative intimacy is better than no intimacy. And so it's always a bad idea to get into a heated argument with a woman, because a woman is arguing with her feelings, with her emotions, and how she feels in the moment. And so in the moment, she might say something like, I hate you, get out. And so she really means that in the moment. It's just that several moments later, she no longer means that. And so men, we don't quite function like that. If a man tells you, I hate you, get out, then it's in both of your best interests to part ways and stay parted. But women don't quite function the same way that men do. And so when she says, I hate you and get out, you probably better not leave. Or if you do, just go get some orange juice or something and then come on back. Because if she loves you, she only meant it in that moment. And so just imagine, as a man, the first time hearing something like that, we're thinking, oh man, it's over. Because we're thinking the way that we would process that information. If we were to tell somebody we hate them, it's officially over. But again, women, they function a little bit different than we do in that regard. So the thing about it is, the other reason that you don't get into a heated argument with a woman is because you cannot match her feminine energy in a heated argument. And you can't match her feminine energy because the argument itself is feminine energy. It's real deep stuff, man. And so you got to keep in mind that the more you get into the argument and the more heated the argument gets, the less sense it's going to make to either of you, because the more heated it gets, the more different your language is. And you got to keep in mind that her agenda is to freely express her emotions, while yours is to control your emotions, with, of course, the intention focused on trying to discover the origin of her frustration. And that's how it works. Listen, it's not always easy to do, but it's doable. And when it's all said and done, all you can do is all you can do. And that's enough. Just make sure you do all you can do. That's the word. Peace.